Community of Joy began in the mid-1990s as a vision of Christ Lutheran Church. Hot Springs Village was growing rapidly and Christ Lutheran was reaching near capacity in their facility. Their vision was to support a mission church here in the village to be located on the east side in order to serve that area of the village. This vision became reality in June 1999 when Pastor Muriel Peterson was called by Christ Lutheran as mission developer for the new mission church. Our new church. Les Daniels was instrumental in finding the piece of property on Balboa Road, and in November of 1998, Cooper donated the 5 acres of land now home to Community of Joy. Both Les Daniels and Lowell Peterson worked closely with Pastor Muriel to complete the necessary paperwork to get us off and running. The name Community of Joy was selected and registered with the ELCA Synod. Our first church office was located in Pastor Muriel's home as we had no permanent meeting space. We needed a sign announcing our new home. A group of our handiest members volunteered to make our first sign. These members dedicated many hours to this building process. The sign was done in duplicate and built two-sided so that it could be read from both directions when passing the property. On March 26, 2000, we dedicated the new sign. We walked from Pond Center along DeSoto Boulevard to our new property on Balboa Road. Our march was quite impressive to those passing us along the way. This dedication was really quite exciting for us as we celebrated what would eventually be our new home. Late in 1999, we began looking for a place to hold regular weekly worship services. At that time, there was no place available for us to rent on a regular basis on Sunday. The Ouachita Activity Center was available to us for Saturday evenings, and we held our first Saturday evening service there on February 5, 2000. Lack of rental space on Sunday is how our Saturday evening services came to be. Our altar was quite simple. Since this was a rental space, the altar had to be set up each week before services, taken down afterwards, and stored off-site, better known as Les Daniels' house. Les basically had our church stored at his home, carrying it back and forth for us each week. In February 2001, we added a second service on Sunday mornings at Good Samaritan. The Ouachita Activity Center eventually became available on Sunday mornings, and we moved this service to that location. Our first choir was directed by Tom McCracken. Tom directed, Audrey Lenroot, Ann Baral, and Gene Anderson provided the musical accompaniment. On occasion, Gordon Bowman provided us with special music on his violin. The signing of a charter is an important step for a mission church to be recognized as an ELCA Lutheran congregation. We held our first charter signing on September 23, 2000, gathering 57 signatures. The final signing was held on October 13th and 14th, 2001, a week before our official organizational meeting. At that time, we had 121 signatures. These were wonderful events where we would come forward during the service and sign our names on the charter, thus indicating our intent to become members and support this new mission church. Our official organizational meeting was held at Christ Lutheran Church on October 27, 2001. At this time, we were officially recognized as an ELCA congregation, and among other things, the names on the charter became our first official members of Community of Joy. Afterwards, we celebrated with a catered dinner in the lower level of the church. Pastor Muriel had the original signatures duplicated in calligraphy, and these documents proudly hang in our hallway at church. At the time of the organization, the charter was officially closed to any additional names, and for future generations, these charter members will be considered the founding fathers and mothers of Community of Joy. The planning for the new building started with dream catcher meetings, which were meant to gather ideas about what a new building would mean to us and how it should function. We also held small group meetings in homes to brainstorm ideas about the new building design. We assembled a building committee which eventually came up with the requirements for the building. The architectural firm of Keith Miller was hired to do the actual plans. This plan was then displayed and in time put to a vote by the congregation. Our building theme became Building with Joy. We held a 6 weeks event with the help of Chruch, a professional fundraiser. We needed to determine the level of financial commitment from our congregation, which in turn would determine the size of our building. At the end of 6 weeks, we held a 2-day celebration which ended on Sunday with the building fund pledges being received and tallied. On Saturday, we started with a prayer vigil at the building site. Everyone was encouraged to come during that time and spend 20 minutes in prayer asking for God's direction for our new home. Saturday evening included a catered dinner, a rally and Bible study led by Chruch representatives, presentation of the building plans, and an old melodrama skit called Victor Rings the Bell, casted by many of our leadership people. Jim Hess did a great job as Gruff, the dog, and Cody Gordon was a fine curtain. It was a wonderful weekend and resulted in our building process being off to a great start both spiritually and financially. It was time to break ground for the new building, so on January 12, 2003, we again walked from the Ouachita Center along DeSoto Boulevard to the property on Balboa Road. It was a cold day, but no one seemed to mind. We provided golf cart rides to those who needed a little help getting there, and our turnout for the event was impressive. Our architect Keith Miller and our builder Dale Jones, Bishop Shane Halls, as well as many other villagers joined us for the occasion. After a brief service by Pastor Muriel and Bishop Shane Halls, we broke ground. Everyone there got a chance to take a shovel in hand and to help with the groundbreaking. At the end, we sang our favorite hymn during this time, We're Standing on Holy Ground. It was a wonderful event, and we continued to celebrate with a potluck back at the Woodlands. In February of 2003, Pastor Muriel surprised and saddened us with the announcement that she was going to retire as of March 1st. She had gotten us off to a great start, but due to health reasons, she felt she needed to step down. She felt confident that we were well on our way with Community of Joy. We held a going-away party complete with a skit putting her on trial for leaving. You recognize the man in the black wig? There were many going-away gifts also. We commissioned John Keller from the village to do a watercolor painting of the new building. She also received one of the shovels used to break the ground. And it was hard to say goodbye. Pastor Harry and Joanne Foster had become members of Community of Joy in March of 2002. When Pastor Muriel announced her retirement, Bishop Shane Halls agreed that Harry would be the perfect person to step in as interim pastor. Pastor Harry did a wonderful job leading us through the building process and into the new building. January 2003. Working with our architect Keith Miller and our building contractor Dale Jones, the building began. The trees came down. We certainly have deep foundations here at Community of Joy. We top off the roof. The steeple arrived and is installed. Bishop Shane Halls has joined us as we tour the new structure. President Mike Anderson gives Fred a good job handshake as project manager. The building's almost ready. We held our first service on Wednesday evening before the dedication with Pastor Harry leading the way. Our choir sings the first time in the new building. On November 1st, 2003, we dedicated our new building. Pastor Muriel and Bishop Shainholz joined us for the momentous occasion. Cody was growing up on us, but Allie Lee was still a little girl. As we were handed the keys to our new building, we all knew how truly blessed we are here at Community of Joy. We held Vacation Bible School at Balboa Marina for 4 straight years from 1999 through 2003, and it was a great venue for the week. Everyone seemed to have a wonderful time. The week would culminate with pontoon boat rides on Lake Balboa, which the kids big and small enjoyed. Here we see Skipper John Harrelson at the helm. Our youngest baptized member, Lauren Jean Terry, granddaughter of Mary Lou Caden. Our first confirmation class included Zach and Zalia Kilker and Cody Gordon with teacher Bernice Weir. We tried to pull together many memories of these past years. There were weddings. Pastor Muriel married Gordon and Jeannie Bowman up on the lookout above Lake Lago in an early morning service. No one even knew that they were courting, but what a wonderful surprise. Ann and Elmer Barral also had Pastor Muriel tie the knot, and Ann said that Pastor Muriel tied a good one. The admin team, hard at work. In 2000, we did a Community of Joy cookbook to raise funds for the new building. We had bake sales, and we participated in craft fairs in the village. Bishop Shainholz was with us a lot during those days, and for the most part, we kept him happy. And John has always been there to help out. And the men are still lined up on the wall. Some things never change. Let's take a moment and remember the friends we've lost over the past few years. These early years were many things: exciting, fun, hard work, and very blessed. We built a great foundation for a wonderful future.